Hello, welcome back to Business Communications, and today we're reviewing Module 4 of the Sailor Academy book, Effective Business Communications. I'm Professor LaRue, and today we're reviewing Chapter 16, which talks about intrapersonal versus interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication can be defined as communication with oneself, so this can mean self-talk, visualization, and memories. In intrapersonal communication, we plan to solve a problem, internal conflict resolution, and judgment of self and others. So take a moment to visualize what your life might be like in about 5 years from now. And maybe write down some of those thoughts of what it will look like. Will this shape your life in reality 5 years from now? Just take a quick moment to write those thoughts down, to self-reflect. Now, the chapter then talks about self-concept, and this is what to perceive ourselves to be, our self-image, and our self-esteem. So if we begin exchanging this information with another person, then it becomes interpersonal communication. So there's a definition of Selfgraph from Luft and Ingram. It's a 4-square graph where information can be in square 1 known to me and others, in square 2 known to others but not me, in square 3 not known to me or others, and square 4 known to me but not others. And if you want to take a look in more detail at how this works, there's a good YouTube called Engage the 8 Dimensions of Self by Jack Canfield that might help you understand how this works a little bit better. Now, these are all tools to help you with effective business communications. The next area is called Intrapersonal Needs, and this is your self-esteem, which improves as you perceive yourself as part of a group. And this in business is super important. When you become the person that people go to solve problems, then you gain more confidence and begin speaking up. So this turns out to be a good incentive for speaking up at work or in general in public. Now, this part of the chapter also talks about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which you might already be familiar with. Maslow calls this stage of gaining confidence in a group called self-actualization. And this is the hierarchy of needs, looks like level 1, basic resources such as air, food, and water. Level 2, safety, shelter. Level 3, love and belonging. And level 4, self-esteem. So then we get to level 5, which is self-actualization, when you actually have a sense of belonging and feel confident speaking up. Now, there is a good YouTube on this one as well called What is Maslow's Pyramid by happiness.com that you might want to check out to help you understand how this works a little bit better. Take a quick moment now to write down how you might express your personal needs from one situation to another and what drives that difference. Now, an example I can give you at work, I describe my needs as needing more time and space so I can get my work done. But when I'm at home, my needs change the other way around. I want my family around. I want to be able to sit down at the table and have dinner and chat together. So as you can see, your needs change frequently from situation to situation. Now, the next part of the module talks about social penetration theory. And this is where people go from superficial to intimate communication as trust develops through repeated positive interactions. So there's also self-disclosure that moves from personal communication to intimate information over time as you get to know people more. And there's also interpersonal relationships that are necessary in the business environment, and this is when you learn your role and place in an organization, which is really important because then you feel more comfortable adding to the relationships, finding out more, and trusting one another. Now, take a quick moment now to think of someone you trust and how that person trusts you, and how you got there. So write a few sentences down to self-reflect on how you build that trust. Now, I can give you an example of when I worked at Kaiser Permanente, and I knew my boss informally before I came to work for him. However, it took a few months for him to be able to trust me with important projects that he wasn't able to attend to, and I could take him on. But there was that building of trust over about 6 months or so before we felt comfortable with me taking on the projects and him passing them on. And that often happens at work. You need some time to begin to trust one another if you haven't had an established relationship before that. Now, the last section of this module talks about interviewing, which is so important in business. So you want to get to the next level and get that promotion, get the next higher job. So interviewing involves preparations, performance, and post-performance. So those are things that you need to prepare more when you're interviewing. And there is a good YouTube on this as well called Top Interviewing Tips by Indeed.com that you might want to check out at your own time to help you with this, with interviewing a little bit more. I'll see you next time for the next module, and have a great day.